Hi everybody. We're getting ready for the Super Bowl around here, so I am making a taco dip and chili. And the chili is just going to be for chili dogs, so we're going to focus on the taco dip today. So I've got some browned meat, and most people like to drain off their ground beef. I don't bother with that. We just take our seasoning. We've got the El Paso seasoning. We just dump a lot on there. And I mean a lot. Typically, most people do like 2 teaspoons. Well, we're going to do like 4. Mainly because I've doubled up the amount of ground beef. So, I'm going to stir that into there. Now, I've overfilled my pan here, so stirring has to go easy. We want to get all the beef covered with that seasoning. The reason I don't drain it off is mostly water anyways that's cooking out of there, and a little bit of fat. Well, we like our whole fat foods, so not gonna hurt us. Okay, I might need a little bit more seasoning. And that one's out, so grab my other one up here. I always keep a spare as much as possible. And it doesn't really take long to cook the seasoning into the beef, so just kind of sprinkle it on there, stir it in, we'll turn our heat off, and that'll cook it right in. And as you can see, it's already starting to cook to the pan. You hear it sizzling. Okay. So just like you would make your normal taco meat for dinner, cook it up, add the seasoning. If you don't like to have the fat on there, drain it off, add your water, and then cook your seasoning in. Usually takes about 30 seconds or so. Then we're going to bring it over here where I've set up everything else to do the taco dip. And we're going to put a layer of meat in the bottom of the pan, spread it out. We don't want a real thick layer, so it should be kind of sparse in the bottom. Just kind of get it even as possible. Okay. Then gonna take our cheese. Now we're just using Tostitos pre-made salsa con queso. It's already got some salsa in it, but it's mostly nacho cheese. Any nacho cheese would do, but we find this one gives us a little bit more flavor, a little bit more spice. We tend to go with the medium rather than hot or mild, because we just kind of like the taste of that spice. So then I want quite a bit of this. I made a taco dip last week, so we had a little bit left over, and we're gonna have to open a new jar. Got it. And we just want to spread a nice even layer over that meat. The reason I do the cheese first, if you try to spread it after you put the salsa on, it's going to be harder to spread that cheese evenly. It'll pull. The cheese is a little bit thicker, so get that cheese in there. Now some people like refried beans in theirs. We tend to skip them. But if you like them, I would put that layer right in between your cheese and your meat. Because again, thicker, harder to spread. So then we're going to put our salsa on. Again, medium, chunky, Tostitos salsa. Real easy. And I know a lot of people are probably saying, oh, well, that's all from a box or
from a mix. Yeah, but I'll tell you, this is usually one of the things that goes the fastest every time we have a get-together, whether it's here at the house, at church, no matter where we are at. So, been doing this for a few years and almost never get any for myself if I have a big get-together. So, every once in a while we make it for dinner, and that's why we had it a little bit left over from the last time. Alright, then go back to our meat. Put that second layer on there. We want to try and spread it out as much as possible. Get it good and spread out here. Nice thing is, as you separate that meat out, you still end up with a little bit of fat in the bottom of there. Well, we just let that sit and wipe it out with a paper towel. Be good and clean up. You won't have to worry about it. So spread that as much as possible with your spoon. Get it down in there good so that get good yummy flavors all over it. And then this is where I usually add a little bit of shredded cheese. So we want to try and keep that meat together, so just kind of sprinkle some shredded cheddar. We're using mild. I usually prefer medium cheddar when we're cooking in something. The reason is it tends to take the flavors of everything a little bit better. I don't know, the mild kind of doesn't have much flavor to it. So then we go to our cheese again. Spread that around. Now, if you're doing a big batch like this, you're gonna need probably about one of these big cans and a half of a smaller can to get the whole pan, and 2 pounds of meat. If you want a smaller, you know, for more just the family kind of gathering, we do 1 pound, and we can do the smaller can of both the cheese and salsa. And just spread that around as much as possible. Pick up a little bit of your cheese as you're going. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of get it out through there. The important layer is that bottom layer. We want it as even as possible. And then this is going to melt down through everything else, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then our salsa layer. Again, same amount of salsa as cheese. And then the last thing we'll do is we're going to sprinkle some cheddar over the top, very sparsely. We don't want to put too much. If you put too much, you have a solid top. Not easy to put chips in. So, and we'll throw it in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. It starts bubbling, and it's all done. So that's how easy our taco dip is. Thank you for watching. Like and share.